How's it going, everybody? This is RBT coming at you with my Friday questions and answers, episode 16. As always, leave a comment in the question. Leave a question in the comment section below, and your question will be featured on next week's episode, which will be episode 17. So, ask a question, can be about anything, sports related, personal, anything, and it'll be answered next Friday. So, let's jump right into it, and make sure you ask a question. I think I got a bunch this week. And starting with Kurt Norman 0522 asks, do you think Texas A&M can make a legitimate national championship run next year? I really do think they can. Good defense. The defense isn't great just yet, but it's a good defense, better than what they've had in years past. Kevin Sumlin's a heck of a football coach. Johnny Manziel, as you all know, will be back next year, and I think they possibly can make a run at the national championship next year. I really do think they could. Brendan Cool asks, do you think Kirby Smart could be a head coach? Because I think he can, and I also think he would fit USC nicely because he would know what to do with all that talent coming from Bama, and he would straighten out that D. I love USC F the Kittens. I'm not sure if you're meaning like if he would fit nicely as the head coach at USC or as a defensive coordinator, but I definitely do think Kirby Smart could be a head coach somewhere and be pretty successful. Not trying to brag or anything, but pretty much everybody that comes out, everybody that's a Saban disciple ends up being a pretty good head coach. Did McElwain, as you know, all at the Colorado State. We'll see how long it'll take for him to see how he can do at Colorado State. But we'll see. I do think he could be a good head coach. He's a great defensive mind. As you all know, there are some coordinators out there that are great coordinators but are bad head coaches. So we really can't judge that right now. But if I had to make an opinion on that, I do think he could be a really good head coach. And he asked another question: do you think Notre Dame should join a conference? I asked because they have to win every game for a chance at their national championship. I think they should join the Big Ten because they also could help rebuild the Big Ten, which is my favorite conference. I also think Boise State should join the Big Ten to rebuild it as well. What is your opinion? Yeah, dude, I don't know. They should join a conference because it would really help their strength of schedule to a point because they'd have to play a conference championship more than likely for whatever conference they joined. And it'll just really help, bring some stability to the program. But it does kind of make sense how they want to kind of stay away from a conference. They have so many different protected rivalries, and maybe if they could make a somewhat of a agreement with the conference to only play a certain amount of conference games. I don't know what you could do there to balance that, but they have so many protected rivalries, they don't want to ruin that. I don't know. I don't know if they will end up joining the conference. I think they eventually will and should, but we'll see. And they had to join a conference. Their most logical conference definitely would be the Big Ten. They play the Big Ten style football. They're in the Big Ten area. They're in Indiana. Boise State would probably fit better in the Pac-12, but I'm not sure. Because Boise State's only a football school, really. They don't have any other sports that are relevant in any means at all. I'm not sure if any conference like a Pac-12 or Big 10 or Big 12 would be willing to give a football-only school a chance at joining their conferences. I'm not sure if they would be willing to do that. But Nintendo Man 888 asked, if you worked at a library, would you tell someone to get out? Yes, I would tell you to get out every day of my life that I saw you because you are very, very ugly and remind me of a flamingo. Blake2434 asks, I know this may come out as stalkerish, but what city in Alabama do you live in? I think I already answered this before. I live in Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, somebody commented and said he already answered this, but yeah. Razorback 1995 asks, who do you think was the best coach of the year and worst coach of the year? I think Kevin Sumlin was the best, and for worst, I think Derek Dooley. It seems like you're just saying SEC wise. Best, I guess for being a newcomer, Kevin Sumlin makes sense, and for worst, either John L. Smith or Gene Chiswick. Chance Baker, what's your name on Facebook? You can try to find that out yourself, because I don't want to put on my Facebook name. That'd be kind of awkward. Mikey Terps, will you also become a fan of college teams, football team you go to? Oh, will you become a fan of the college's football team that you go to? If So, which team will you support more, Alabama or the college you decide to go to? I'm gonna be an Alabama fan first and foremost the rest of my life. Even if I end up not attending the University of Alabama, I mean, I'm very well made. There's a bunch of other factors to it, but I mean, I will be a fan of whatever college I go to. Um, it's looking like right now it's either going to be Southern Miss, University of South Alabama, or Alabama, and they all three have football programs, FBS teams, and I'll be a fan of whoever it is. But first and foremost, for the rest of my life, I'm an Alabama fan first, no matter what, no matter if anything happens. Mac Jim will ask, if Georgia wins, do you think who will win, Notre Dame or Georgia? Oh, this was asked before the SEC championship game. Georgia didn't win, but if they did, oh man, it would be a close game. But I think I would give Georgia like a 2-point edge or maybe 3-point edge, maybe. Gumble ask, what do you think of Louisville's awesome win versus Rutgers, and what do you think will happen in the Sugar Bowl? That was a great win. Trying to think back on it. I think I've said this before in another one of my videos, but Teddy Bridgewater played one of the most wonderful games that I've ever seen as a quarterback. I mean, severely sprained ankle, fractured wrist, and played. He had some throws that just absolutely just amazed you. Just triple coverage throws right down the seam in the middle of the field when it mattered most, and they win and go to the Sugar Bowl and are going to play Florida. I think he asked it before it was actually announced, but I don't know. I think it'll be fun to watch Teddy Bridgewater against Florida. I already made my Sugar Bowl prediction video, but I'm not sure if Teddy Bridgewater alone can beat Florida, but I know him alone can keep them in the game to a point, and we'll see what happens. If he limits his turnovers, I mean, if he don't throw any interceptions and make short throws and can gain some confidence early, we don't know what will happen. Matt Bordas asked, if Florida had played Alabama in the SEC championship game, what do you think the outcome would have been? I'm a Florida alum, but good luck in the national championship. I'm sure Bama will represent the SEC well. Oh man, Florida's defense, I'm not sure if you can say Florida's defense is better than Alabama's, but some people argue that it is. I think they're kind of even. So I think it would have been a really low-scoring game. I think overall Florida's defense is a little bit better than Georgia's, so I don't think you see us run for 300-something yards. But I mean, I'm biased towards this prediction, but I would say Alabama might have won by a field goal or so, but we don't know. I'd probably be looking like at a 17, 14 point type game, but I don't know. It'd been a fun game to watch. Yummy Milk 100 asked, if you were not an Alabama fan, who would your second favorite team be? Oh man, I would never be an Auburn fan. Maybe an Ole Miss, maybe Mississippi State. I mean, maybe Georgia, and maybe if I didn't even like football till right now, my local college, South Alabama, has a football team now, which is the FBS level. So probably them. If I end up going there, like I said before, I'm gonna support the program and hope they can be successful. But I don't know, man. I'd probably go out of the norm and pick a team, probably like Virginia Tech, maybe. I really don't have a clue. Brandon Cool will ask another question. Who do you think will be preseason number one? I got LSU with Mingo and Montgomery coming back, Reed coming back, and basically the whole offense is coming back, and also Mentor is coming back. I don't know. It really depends. LSU, I mean, a lot of their guys are like all those guys you just named. More than likely, they're going to leave the NFL draft. I mean, I'm likely. I mean, that might not happen, but I mean, I think they will. I think they lose a few linemen. I'm not sure if I'd have LSU number one. Just because I don't think that offense has proven anything to me that they can be good enough to compete and go undefeated or one loss in SEC. If I had to choose a number one, man, I mean, I don't think, as an Alabama fan, I don't think we'll be as good as we were next year. I mean, some people think we'll be even better, but as a fan, I don't think we will. But we'll see what happens there. Mainly because all know our most dominant position or group or unit on our team is our offensive linemen, and we're probably going to lose 3 or 4 out of the 5 linemen we got. Maybe some could argue for Texas A&M. Some could argue for Florida. Man, I think, crossing fingers, if Notre Dame wins the national championship, I think they bring back enough to be considered preseason #1. And I mean, some could say LSU, some could even say Georgia, but Georgia's losing their whole entire defense basically. I'm kind of going blank. Maybe Oregon, um, but give me a second here. I think if I had to choose in preseason #1, if it's not Alabama or Notre Dame, I'll go outside the box and choose Ohio State because they bring back a lot of their team, and they'd probably be #2 if they were eligible this year. So I'm gonna go with Ohio State. Not necessarily sure if they're the best team, but I think that's what's gonna end up happening. Gumball 85 asked another question. What do you think of Charlie Strong turning down the Tennessee job and staying with Louisville? Go Cards. I think it's an excellent move on his part because, I mean, no disrespect to the University of Tennessee, but that's not the #1 job out there. I think if he sticks with Louisville these next few years, however long, I don't know the exact extent on his contract. I'm sure it's probably a 3-4 year deal, maybe even 5. But I mean, he has one heck of a team coming back next year. Louisville is a very, very, very good football team this year, and they bring back like 80-90% of the team next year. Most importantly, their quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, and it's basically a team of sophomores. And what is it, like 8 seniors in the whole entire team? 7 maybe, I don't even know. But I know it's a very young team. They're going to be very dangerous for the next years to come. And I think he's going to be very, very successful at Louisville. Maybe even win an ACC championship before it's done. I think undoubtedly he wins the Big East championship next year. So I think by the time that his contract is over, it's going to be a good move for him because I think his name will be linked to way bigger jobs in Tennessee eventually. And I think it was a really good move for him in the University of Louisville. And Tulip Bobber 88 asks, do you still have a girlfriend? You said you had one once, just wondering. And sorry, bro, about last week's question. Just wanted to see your reaction. I don't even remember what your question was last week. Can't remember, but yeah, I have a girlfriend. I mean, not to go an extent, but we've been having some trials lately. But as of today, we have been together for it was July of 2011, so almost a year and a half. But I mean, like I said before, I mean, if you're going through a relationship and it's a long relationship, you're gonna have trials and errors. You're gonna have times when it seems like, who's this? I don't want this person anymore. But I mean, in the long run, in the very end, you're gonna be like, I'm not losing that person. So yeah. And if you're gonna have a relationship, you're gonna experience some of the same things that I did. It's gonna be hard, but I mean, in the end, it's all worth it. I guess I can tell you, we went through a really hard time for about 2 months, but as of right now, we've been happier than we've been ever since, like, and forever I can remember. But that's all I'm gonna go there. But thank you guys for asking questions. Go ahead and ask another question, so it'll be featured in next week's episode. And hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, roll Tide, go Sox, and go Titans to you. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Probably make a video for whoever wins the Heisman, just announcing it, just letting you know my thoughts. And I'll be continuing to upload the sim prediction for all the BCS bowls. So see you later. Have a great day, and I'll at you later.